I've been starting things off with a conversation about Carnival as we discuss whether or not we are ready for Carnival. And of course, joining us this morning online is Mr. Ainsley King, the president of the Tobago Unified Calypsonians Association, TUCO. So, good morning and welcome to you, Mr. King. How are you doing? Happy New Year as well.
Happy New Year to you, Candace. I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, and I could see that you are doing the same.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
getting ready for Carnival 2024. It's a short run-up time to Carnival, and less in just about a month's time we're going to be on the streets. But how are things shaping up from Tuco's standpoint for Carnival this year?
Well, we are aware of the fact that it's a short season, and we are actually making sure that whatever measures has to be taken is taken. So I could comfortably say that we are in a position to deliver a Calypso season for the 2024 Carnival season. But I also want to add that my observation over the past 2 or 3 days or so, because I mean, being in a position where you're looking to put things together, sometimes you start in a very unsure position and hoping that fate will take you through. But I think that we have meet a point where I could say that this season, as short as it is going to create some excitement, and it is going to bring some fresh surprises, because I went into the office 2 days ago, and when I look at the registration for the competition, the National Monarch, I was amazed to see that we were able to attract a lot of people. Well, I don't want to let things out the bag. A lot of people that we did not expect to be interested in Calypso. And I see that as a very positive sign, because it tells us that something positive is happening. And this was my desire when I became president, because it was about expanding and bringing more strength. And that could only happen if you're seeing an increase, if you're seeing people that normally don't participate in Calypso participating in Calypso. So that is one of the things that is happening around Tuco, that is signaling to us that we are in for a good season. And the work is being done, because all the tents have gone through the process of the selection process and all that. And next week, the tents will start opening. But I must applaud the Tobago tent, because they jump out the block first,
Yes.
right? And they had a show. Well, I came to Tobago on Sunday. That was to sign a document to assist them, in their navigating forward and so on. And I didn't expect to stay, but it happened that the only time I got was where to do that was at to run to Boku to sign the document. And while I was there, the show had already started. And when I look, although I just passed for a while, I had to stay, because I was very impressed with what I saw, and I want to congratulate the Tobago executive team, because they brought a certain level of pride to me, and I encourage them to continue whatever they are doing, because I was able to see a balanced cast, and that is something that I'm very impressed about. But for Trinidad, all the tents are going to be hitting it off this week. The four tents in to be in Trinidad, from the south, from the east, and from the north, and also Kaiso House will be opening next week, right? And the competitions for Trinidad starts on Saturday, because the big preliminaries at the Queen's Park Savannah VIP launch, the audition starts there at 9 o'clock on Saturday, and it goes all day. And then Sunday they head to South, right? So we are well on our way. We are well on our way, and I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable that the preparation so far is going as planned.
And from what you're seeing and what you're saying to me this morning, are you confident that we can see this revival of Calypso? Because over the past few years, we've been seeing I guess a lessened public interest in it. But I mean, but after what you've already seen, I mean, we haven't even gone to
No,
competition yet, but
Candice,
just from the little bit
Candice,
from the tents and so on, do you think
Candice,
that there's a positive
Candice,
future?
Candice, I don't want to let it out the bag, but It definitely is, but it's a surprise that I'll have to leave for time and for you, the people, to get the full impact. I cannot jump forward and say, but it's going to be a big shocker. I think Calypso has me to a point, and I mean, you guys gonna be the judge, and this is why I'm just sharing my opinion today, because in a week or two from now, you guys will get the opportunity to assess. So I'm gonna just leave it there. But I think that this season for Calypso is going to be, without a doubt, one of the changing point in Kaiso, right? And I continue going with a narrative that because I do a lot of thinking, and now that I am leader nationally, it puts me in that position to look at the history of Kaiso, identifying the work, and I've recognized that a lot of mistakes were made back in the days. I have to be very sensitive with this, because I mean, a lot of decisions, and a lot of people have gained recognition for things that really and truly, when you look down in history, you realize something went wrong with that. And what I'm really looking at is Kaiso, and what Kaiso really is, right? And the power that Kaiso has generated over the years. Because when you look into history, you will realize Calypso, the guys that were here before, they did a lot of work, and they were
Yes.
able to do what what the music today is struggling to do, because Calypso was able to hit the four corners of the earth, and Kaiso is one of the genres that is recognized in places that some of the subgenres of Calypso is still yet to be recognized. And and I always wonder, and I continue wondering, but I mean, see it as my opinion, see it as my thought, you know, the why it is that Kaiso, who was able to meet to the level where you saw a clash with pop, Elvis Presley versus Harry Belafonte, and it drew a large international audience. And I mean, Elvis Presley, growing up and listening these stories about it is a big thing to whoever is listening, because he's well recognized, and Calypso was in that space. So what it caused me to wonder, what caused us to now be fighting with with a subgenre, and many people don't like to hear me say this, but a lot of mistakes have been made, because you have a subgenre, and that subgenre is okay, I could say, and it's keep fusing, which is very nice. A shortcut has been taken, because the attempt to break through the international market, which Kaiso has already done, the direction we took is to start to fuse music, start doing fusion. And now, when you look at what the soca music is almost as if it is a subgenre of all the genres in the world, and that is nice. But I think that we didn't look at what the side effects would have been, because sometimes you take the shorter route and you suffer at the end, because I think that we are suffering with where identity is concerned, because I mean, Ahsoka is just about anything now, because they mix it with dancehall, they mix it with everything, right? I got someone pointed out that the bigger songs from way back when, because Kitchener and them did it too. But you see, the thing is, you had to look at identity, and I'm going to draw a reference, because the Jamaicans would have been in the same position from way back when, and they probably were looking at the bigger songs of the world and try to fuse it too. But today, the Jamaican identity stands out. We were not successful in maintaining an identity, but the Jamaicans was able to do that. And you find respect becomes a challenge, because if you have something that you want to sell, and it sounds like everything, you will have a challenge. And
Certainly.
this is the edge the Jamaican has on us here in Trinidad and Tobago. And I mean, this conversation I'm opening is very healthy, because it is causing people to see something else. Because I come up against a lot of people got mad, because what I'm saying, and this could challenge where Calypso really came from, but Calypso came from Africa. Yes, Trinidad, fine tune it and all that. So you see, I just touch, because I don't want to go too far into it, because you see, some people who don't really understand the history. And we have a lot of that because a lot of the young DJs today, the damage is that they don't understand the history and they don't understand what calypso is really about. But if you're looking for a vehicle to carry a music to the world, I am simply saying that calypso it has gone to the four corners. And you know what we did? We come and we changed the name. Give all the well, we decided to depend now on a subgenre that came from Kaiso to take us there. But I think that mistake was one of the mistakes that was a very big mistake. And then another mistake that they made is when Harry Belafonte gained the recognition because he became the face of Kaiso, but because he was a Jamaican and not a Trinidad and Tobagonian, we allow our simple thinking to not understand that it doesn't matter where you're from. Once an accomplishment is made, we should just follow. And we didn't follow. And today, here we are. Here we are today. And
Certainly.
not
And
only
then,
that, yeah, go ahead, Kandace. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I think I've taken over your show. Sorry about that.
no, that's
Go
fine.
ahead.
That's fine. I
Go
mean,
ahead,
one of
Kandace.
the
Go ahead.
beauties about Calypso is that it chronicles our history, our just events within our society so well. Especially when you look at traditional Calypso. Whenever you want to remember something that happened in the past, you pull it up. But I mean, that's not really happening anymore. But I mean, I'm loving what you're saying in terms of bringing back that identity and so on. But how are we going to get back that identity as to what Calypso really is and make sure that we hone it and we preserve it as part of our
Ma'am?
own and then push it out there to the world?
All right. First, we have to educate some of the younger ones because some of the younger ones were driven by ignorance, and you find they saying we don't play kaiso here. Admit to that. Just as they used to say no black people here. But when you look at the base of what Calypso was able to do, Calypso actually was the foundation or the base to assist reggae, ska, and these things, or the Jamaicans. But the Jamaicans were still able to take the influence. Some people think that they disrespect Trinidad and Tobago, but I don't think so. I think Trinidad and Tobago, we choose to be making a set of mistakes. And why? Because we're not comfortable being ourselves. And that is as simple as it sounds. It's a factual thing. While the Jamaican is proud of being a Jamaican. And if you try to colonialize a Jamaican, you're looking for trouble. And when I say colonialize, it's to tell him how you're talking so, why you're talking so. And they continue to prove throughout the world that they are proud of their identity. And that is what saved them, even though they were being influenced by other music out in the world. Even though they were influenced, they made sure that their identity stood out into whatever mix they made. But we didn't do that. And are coming up against a lot of people who find my narratives is weird, but it's not weird. I give it a realistic thinking, and I look at it deeply. And because of the position I'm now in, I have to find out what is setting back the genre that I am the head of. And this is why I'm coming up with a lot of these answers. But I could clearly see that we are a people who continue to make mistakes. And we need to take example from the Jamaicans because they are people who is not about that. They're not making mistakes. And today it is clearly showing by the achievements of the Jamaicans because the revenue that their music is actually bringing into Jamaica, and not just the revenue, but the level of recognition. And while Trinidad and Tobago is fighting to be recognized as the strongest or the biggest crime country in the world, Jamaica remains the biggest reggae production country that continues to generate music supplying the world and even having other parts of the world copying the genre. And as a matter of fact, if you have to go on the Billboard chart, there's nothing like soca. And Kaiso was there, but there wasn't anybody to deal with it at the time that they started to digitalize and put things in place. So all these are mistakes that we continue to make, and not because this is the music industry I'm speaking about. If this is happening in music industry, you could imagine, because like we are a country, a group of people who don't understand and who don't believe and respect ourselves. And this is playing off. Music is one thing, but this has to be the general mindset of the people. And it's
Certain.
because we are country that disrespect is an automatic part of the culture. And disrespect to the point that we just disrespect we own self and everything that belongs to us.
And coming back home now to Carnival 2024 and getting ready for that, what can we see that would be a little different from this year, if at all, from Tuco
All right,
as we go through the next few weeks, as the Calypso tents
Bill,
open, as we go through the competitions and so on?
class, the approach, because what my executive understands is that we are the national executive of Calypso, a genre that the world recognize as we are the birthplace and all that. And we intend to keep that thought in mind and make sure that whatever we do is at the highest quality. And pay attention to our productions, pay attention to our process, and make sure that the highest level, the highest standard, always be our target. So that you could expect. And to the point, first it has been working. The big surprise that is yet to hit the nation is going to support our new attempts, and the new direction of this organization. And I want to take the opportunity to thank the people in Tobago who have expressed belief in me, to stand with me to ensure that I am at this point, because meeting this point now, I feel that I have a purpose in the music industry, a bigger purpose, and I'm urging those in Tobago to pull themselves together, because this is the opportunity, this is the time for us to assist and treat with some of the problems that Tobago continue to have. Now, we had a system where there continued to be a power struggle for small things, and it doesn't make sense. The world is a big place, and we need to think big. And one thing that is the time is now, and it's not too late to make corrections with some of the foolish attitudes that exist out there. I was there, I was chastised, I was all kind of thing back in Tobago there, but I'm saying to the people, I thank you for the treatment that appeared like primitive, hateful and all that, because I think you guys have contributed to drive me in a direction that I am now discovering that I have a purpose. And that purpose will actually contribute to the Trinidad and Tobago music industry finding its place. I feel that I now have a purpose where that is concerned. And by all means, I'm very grateful. But what I'm urging is throw away the selfishness, the greed. Work together, because there's a bigger picture. A better music platform or industry for Tobago is going to work for your children and for everybody. And that is what my vision is for Tobago. I'm grateful for Tobago, for the majority of people who supported me. And I'm saying that for us to make a difference, you guys have to start individually.
All right. I want to thank you so much, AZ King, for being here with us and for giving us your vision. And we're certainly very excited from everything that you said this morning about what is to come for Calypso 2024 and even beyond, and making sure that we don't repeat the mistakes of the past and we can continue owning and branding what is ours. So thank you so much. Certainly. All right, viewers. Well, we got to go for a quick break, but we'll be back right after this, so don't go anywhere. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand